A very good morning and welcome to Adcon Stadium in Port Melbourne. It's finals time in the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Competition. It is Love the Game finals in the VFLW, and we'll be bringing you all the live action here today from Adcon Stadium. As we mentioned, Melbourne Uni taking on Geelong, 5th versus 6th on the ladder. Anthony Stanger's with you this morning, joined in commentary by Blair Morton and Xavier Maloney. A very good morning to you, gentlemen.
G'day, Anthony. Very good to be here for opening round of the VFLW finals on what is quite a good day. Bit of wind around, but lovely day for football.
Morning, Anthony. Spring is in the air. Looking forward to this do-or-die clash.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Blair, take us away for the first ball up.
So McCartney won the toss here for Melbourne Union. It was nearly her that got it first. They're kicking left of your screen, left of your dial if you're listening home, with what is, as Xavier's thrown into us, a very good 4-goal breeze, we think, early in the game. As it's Geelong, though, going against that breeze inside 50 first with a snap kick on the bounce into a pack and a ball up. So that wind, not a true favourite goal, Xavier. It's sort of blowing across the ground a little bit down to that Williamstown Road end. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see if it is actually an advantage and how they best use it coming across the far side of the ground.
So we're back in ball here. Nothing doing from the throw in, which if you're watching at home, you would have seen be picked up by that wind. It's moving around a lot, so it's going to be tricky for the girls all day as we're back up and under. Geelong underneath it, ball on the deck, bounces up. Little wheeling handball just flew free from the pack, no advantage. Bodies flew into that contest and a handball round. Geelong get a snap up to the top of the square looking. Duffin was behind the ball for Melbourne Uni as a goalkeeper having a look, and she wins a free kick for around the full. Got it all in front of her, Jess Duffin. Could look at a switch. Alexa have the wind behind her back and just long pump one down towards her own bench. The wind got behind her too much and she sent out of bounds as well.
So the kick to go the way of the Cats on the outer side. Coming to you live from Adcon Stadium. Kick inside forward 50. There she is again, Jess Duffin. Elects to go across goal on this occasion. Finds Grierson. Grierson, short chip kick. Finds her teammate in Walsh. Good possession football by the Muggers so far in this game. They go in short again, looking for Kate Gillespie-Jones. Can't find her. Good along the wing, and they find Sophie Abatangelo. One of the best on ground in the final round finds Gibson. Holding on to the football. Millie Brown with the job on Britt Gibson today. Up towards half forward. Looking for Garner. Handball over the top. They go backwards to go forwards. Bruton in towards the middle. Abatangelo again. Great possession football here from the Muggers. Kicking to the left of screen during the first term. As Gibson gets it round. Bruton again. Inside forward 50. Good mark taken. And it will be Jasmine Garner who lines up to try and put the first score on the board in this elimination final. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Love the Game final series. And Garner, 15 goals for the season so far.
Clever football there as well from Uni, as you said. Possessed well, brought it across that wing well, and injected it inside 50 from the right side with the wind behind them, and they can have a kick at goal with the wind at her back as Garner goes back.
So Garner lines it up and sneaks it through for the first of the morning. And on the Choose Tap scoreboard, it is, I'm just realising in our commentary position, we cannot see the Choose Tap scoreboard as well, but we do have it up on the other side. 1 goal straight, 6. Melbourne Uni to Geelong yet to score. Xavier.
Yeah, so as you both mentioned, Melbourne Uni possessed the ball on the commentary side wing. Geelong did push one back, try and get one behind the ball, but because of the good use of the football by Melbourne Uni, they're able to work their way through that, Blair.
Yeah, that's right. And that wind already maybe an advantage with the first goal on the board. We should say these two teams have clashed twice, once in the opening round and once only a few rounds ago. Melbourne Uni winning both of those, so they're 2-zip up and form favours them here as we go into the final. So the last time they played was in round 14. Geelong were 4-6-30. Melbourne Uni got the chocolates 7-2-44. Geelong will be looking to square the ledger today. As Uni are out on the outer side wing through Runnels, she gives a hand pass off to a runner. Kicks to half forward. Nearly getting it was Angelis. Didn't quite gather the ball. Turned it over. Geelong player wrapped up. Swung around. Umpire had a look. Couldn't find a free kick to give away, so Alexa ball up. So ball up, 60 out from Melbourne Uni goal. Grandstand wing. Geelong have a rover behind the pack. Gathers, kicks it up forward. Got to a contest though, and now they gather through Benham. She gets tackled strongly from behind, holding the ball. Ruby Benham took a bounce, had a look, didn't realise she was being very hotly pursued. Might be Runnels out there who did the tackling. Regardless, it was a ripper Melbourne Uni tackle that brought about a free kick. They got a little switch kick backwards, but the kick put the player under the pump. Wasn't big enough, got on the bounce, wrapped up, and a ball up right underneath the Norman Goss stand here at Adcon Stadium at North Port. Opening moments of the first quarter.
The first of 2 games being played today. The opposite game, the qualifying final of Victoria Park. That game also being broadcast on VFL.com.au. The Cats in their defensive 50. Good tackling by Gillespie Jones. Fierce tackling again. That was by Cox, but the free kick has gone the way of the Cats. So deep in the back pocket.
A lot of pressure there, you're right. A lot of high-intensity tackling, so both teams fired up for this do-or-die final.
Cats move to half-back now. Moving it in towards the centre of the ground. McAvoy takes a good mark on the lead. From the Geelong Falcons. Millie Brown also, so Lucy McAvoy from the NAB League competition. Millie Brown as well from the NAB League this year. Ball on the outer side. Ivy tackled by Bruton. Ivy gets her handball away this time. The Cats moving along that outer side wing in front of the stand. Ball going nowhere. Strong tackling by Georgia Clark. 3 goals for the Cats in the final round of the season.
So I feel like that message might have went out before the start of the game there for Geelong, just to lower your eyes, maintain possession of the football as you work it up the ground and just not blaze away into this breeze.
I actually heard Natalie Wood saying exactly that, just as I came around the boundary line to the broadcast position. And it's the Cats on the outer side, looking to try and get that ball inside forward 50. So Ivy now with the ball on the outer side. 2 contests between these teams this year have both gone the way of Melbourne Uni. Kicking short. Ivy again over the footballs. Fierce tackling by Ash Riddell. And the ball held up, and we'll have a ball up outer side wing. First term here. Love the game final series. Melbourne Uni leading by 6 points.
So up we go again. The ball back on the ground. Few strong tackles laid. Gillespie Jones came in there a little bit later, looking for the footy. Boundary line got it first, and it's another throw in on the grandstand side. As both teams get set. Most of the players favouring the Melbourne Uni Williamstown Road side of the ground. Only 1 or 2 just inside 50 for the Cats, but they're up along the half-forward line. They gather from the guts to the Uni players, and a high tackle awarded. They get a good chance here to load up inside 50 with a free kick just on the edge of the square on the grandstand wing, going the way of Emma Carney. We know she uses it well. The leading disposal getters in the VFLW competition this year, and she just goes forward, bombs it up, and a great strong mark. Back with the flight by Garner. Got out from her player, read it better in the wind. Knew it was going to have a few extra legs on it and ran back with it, took it well going backwards. Getting ready for a shot at goal here, but it'll be very tricky. She's kicking effectively in a crosswind from almost on the boundary line. Distance would be no trouble. It's about 35 out. Alexa go a drop punt. Just sits it up on the top of the square. A few fly. Really well done was Cranston for the Cats. Brought it to ground. Now they go out again. A couple of defensive handballs. They might be out if they can get a clean one. Uni pressure good. Ball on the deck. Cats come up again. Another few handballs. They loop up. Just dropping the chocolates there. Might have been Garing. She just got the kick away and out of bounds. So the Cats get away with it. Nearly. Is it a free kick for an out of the bounds last touch rule perhaps? Or we can have it thrown in. We'll have to get an umpire adjudication here. It's going to be thrown in.
Will be the free kick. They were just checking on the Garing that was down after she got a kick away.
So Cats nearly got out of jail there. They got to 50, gained a lot of territory, but Melbourne Uni comes straight back inbound with just a high chaos ball going up, and a strong mark there taken by the Cats on the last line of defence.
Yeah, the Cats just needing to settle things down, work out how they're going to attack the football into the breeze. Or I should say, a long way from home. Ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in on the outer side. Jazz Garner. So looking forward to that developing throughout this game today. Ball at half forward again for Geelong. Yet to hit the scoreboard. Just waiting for their first score on the Choose Tap scoreboard here at Adcon Stadium today. 13 minutes gone. First term. They spot in a semi-final match up against the loser of today's clash between Collingwood and Southern Saints. That match a couple of minutes away from getting underway at Victoria Park, the top two teams on the ladder. Collingwood rewarded for their second minor premiership in a row with a home final.
McAvoy won a free kick there for a throw. Gave it into the girl at half forward who just lobbed it inside 50. Now the ball in dispute. Melbourne Uni do well to rove off half back. Turn the ball over, but they give it away back again to the Cats. They go inside 50. Long kick up the ground. Went searching for Darby at full forward, but cut off well by Duffin intercepting, and they switch over.
Got the
in
numbers.
The hands of Gillespie Jones here. She wheels around, just gives it out to another runner. This is Bruton. Bruton comes back inbound. They stop up here a little bit, Uni. They had the numbers, but just didn't execute the running switch. They still got the ball, though. They go back up. Carney now at half back. Right on the paint at 50. Has a look up. Comes out to centre wing underneath the broadcast position. Gillespie Jones takes a mark. Gives a handball to Bruton. Bruton runs to the wing. Out at centre half forward. All on her own. Mark taken by Garner. Plays on, wheels around, and the umpire's blown a whistle. 50 metres to Garner. Pencil is down for Jasmine Garner's second. She'll kick from point blank range directly in front, and University get a gift.
Once again, opening up the whole ground. They switched the play. Looked really, really good. Just caught Geelong out there. Geelong just couldn't push back as hard as what Melbourne Uni did. Well done. And now they're going to have a shot at goal.
So Jasmine Garner, as we said, for her second, and her side second of the day, to open up a pretty good margin here on Geelong. As we've said already, if you're just tuning in, it's a sudden death final here. So winner goes on. Loser turns their sights to next year. Jazz Garner, no trouble there. Gets her second, and it's Melbourne Uni 2 goals straight. Geelong yet to score. approaching the first quarter break. And that score brought to you by Choose Tap Scoreboard.
Yeah, for those watching at home as well, yes, I think Jazzy Gardner did start in the long sleeves and has elected to go the shorter sleeves as the quarter has progressed. I think it only leaves Jess Duffin in the long sleeves out on the park today. We've full rays of sunshine here at Adcon Stadium, which is a great start for the Love the Game final series.
Should say too, the ground is in absolutely immaculate condition and it's a perfect surface to play football on.
It is. That time it was Rochelle Cranston in the ruck for the Cats. Just Saad, very ginger to get up from that ruck duel. We'll have a secondary ball up in the middle of the ground. 2 goals straight, 12, Melbourne Uni. Geelong yet to score. If you've just tuned in, the Melbourne Uni team kicking with a 3 to 4 goal breeze to the left of screen. As the 2 5s go head-to-head, Gillespie Jones in front of Ivy, and she kicks long inside forward 50 now. Comes to Abertangelo, kick goes forward. Can Garner get another one in the forward pocket versus Hickey? Goes through for a behind, holding. The decision from the umpire, and it could be 3 goals in the first term and a perfect start for Jasmine Garner. And just had that
best, and Melbourne Uni just look like they've got a bit more pace.
So Garner from the pocket. Can she kick her 3rd of the first term? She has. What a start from Jasmine Garner and to Melbourne Uni. 3 goals straight on the board, and they've all come off the boot of Jasmine Garner. And on the Choose Tap scoreboard, it is 3 goals straight, 18. Melbourne Uni, Geelong Cats yet to score, thanks to Melbourne Uni this year, and she's got off to the perfect start, Xavier.
Yeah, great start, and 3 goal zip. Very accurate kicking here from Melbourne Uni to start the first quarter.
So we're about to get back underway here. Umpire's doing a little bit of arranging. They're satisfied and we're up. That time Darby had the better of the ruck, ended up getting it back. Geelong kicked to half-forward position. Van der Heuvel just gave it up, but she got it back off the bounce. Did well to get the kick away in time for a pretty good tackle. Put it out in front of Orr, who was in a foot race. Did well, got behind her player, gave it up. That's really well done by Orr. Now Geelong go inside 50. A kick up to the top of the squares. A chance here. Has it been touched? Hit the post. Couldn't catch a break there. The Cats with a lot of well-threaded together play. A few good evasions and some good skills on execution there. But Melbourne Uni get the ball back as Geelong get their first minor for the day.
So they find the target from the kick in. Trend goes long on the outer side. Cats under plenty of pressure again, right in front of the Norm Goss stand. And the umpire will come in and we'll have a ball up. No, ball the call. So free kick will go the way of Melbourne Uni. So taking the free kick, Daisy Bateman goes wide, finds Jess Trend. And slowly working down the clock towards quarter time, 19 minutes gone. Downfield. Trend, what can she do? Can she find Garner again? Gibson this time with the lead, long to centre half forward, doesn't reach her. Down at ground level, Caitlin Cox. Long kick down towards Garner territory again, one-on-one with Hickey. Garner trying to hold on to the football. She goes goalward now. Can she dribble it through? She has! What a start in this game to Jasmine Garner. 4 goals in the first term. She has kicked the full scoreline for Melbourne Uni in this game. And on the Choose Tap scoreboard, it is 4 goals straight to Jasmine Garner. Geelong Cats.
With a 4-goal lead at quarter time.
Well, what a start. We don't have much to go through from a goal kicker's perspective. All 4 goals in the first term to Jasmine Garner. She has put on a show in today's elimination final. And what a start, Blair.
As Xavier said, we gave it maybe a 3 to 4 goal handicap, but you never know if you're going to capitalise on those. Jazz Garner kicked one from point blank, which would notch into the book for most VFLW players, but the other 3 have been very good. One snap from the pocket, and that last dribble we saw from the same pocket was a high standard goal. That's excellent stuff by Jazz Garner, and you don't want to call it too early, but a quarter like that, it could just blow away the opposition and open the gates early. It's the perfect start a team would like in an elimination final.
It certainly is. We'll head around the grounds very shortly and look at live scores from Collingwood versus Southern Saints. That game is underway for our listening audience today and watching audience. You can certainly tune over and watch a bit of the Collingwood versus Southern Saints game as well. And we'll be back tomorrow, of course, with the Western Bulldogs versus Richmond from 11:45 tomorrow as well. We're going to take a break here from Adcon Stadium. In the Love the Game final series, it is Melbourne Uni 4 goals straight 24, an electrifying first term from Jasmine Garner. They lead Geelong Cats 1 behind 1 point. We'll take a break and be back here at Adcon Stadium right after this.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Totally Workwear. For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka, Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Sam Hargraves. Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. on 11:16 SEN.
But it's your job. We'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Stuart Appleby has come from 7 strokes behind.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back to Adcon Stadium and quarter time in our elimination final match. Melbourne Uni, what a start it has been. 4 goals straight, all off the boot of Jasmine Garner. They lead the Geelong Cats 1 goal straight. In the other game, the qualifying final, which is taking place at Victoria No that clash. We'll keep you up to date with scores around in that game. But it is about 7 or 8 minutes into the first term and no score in that clash between the two clubs. As we mentioned, we'll keep you up to date with that. And what a first term it was, seeing Jasmine Garner on fire in the forward line. Head-to-head with Mel Hickey in that first term. We'll just keep an eye on the matchups for the second term. Mel Hickey on Sophie Abertangelo at the moment. We'll find out who's got the job on Jazz Garner.
Got that for you, Anthony. So Madison Maguire's gone back. Mel Hickey's gone to centre half forward.
How was the Geelong huddle at quarter time,
Yeah,
Xavier?
Natalie was really positive. Told them to really just inside 50s was the key area of improvement. They're happy with their contests and ball security, but think their way through their inside 50s.
Blair, get us underway in this second term.
There you have it. Our first start didn't get off to much of a good one, so we had a restart. Geelong get a handball away here, but it just went into space. Roved well by Uni. She copped a very strong tackle from Kate Darby and holding the player free kick, going the way of Geelong here. So Geelong get a chance from the middle via Cranston. Cranston just on the edge of the square. Plays on, wheels around, a good long kick up to the top of the square position. Mark taken. Player in front from Geelong went back with it. That's a great start. Madison Maguire stood up in the pack. As we said, player in front, strong hands, brought it down. And Geelong are going to try and open the account here with a great reply, with a goal in the first minute. Directly in front, gets underway quickly to Maguire. Make no bones about that. And Maguire hits Geelong's scoreboard with a major 1-1-7. And they've closed that margin a little bit on Melbourne Uni, 4 straight 24.
Perfect start there for Geelong and exactly what the coach asked for. Lower your eyes inside 50. Make sure you give the forward line the best opportunity, and that's exactly what Geelong did there. And a pretty good start to the second quarter for them.
So ball back in the middle. Perfect start from Natalie Wood's Cats to start the second quarter. And we'll continue to bring you up to date with scores from around the grounds. Still waiting for the first score in that clash between Collingwood and the Southern Saints. Ball on this broadcast side wing. Walsh just trying to keep the ball in front of her. Could have been taken too high on that occasion, she was. And free kick will go the way of Melbourne Uni, going against Amy McDonald on that occasion. Trend is going to look to run past. No. Kicks it inside forward 50. Sard in the front spot, takes a strong mark. This will give you a pretty good indication of what it's like kicking into the breeze during this second term. Sard gives the handball away. Carney inside forward 50 now. Hickey couldn't take it. Handball comes back. Riddell round the corner. And Melbourne Uni get the reply. Goal for goal in this second term. Ash Riddell, her first goal of the game. 5th goal on the board for Melbourne Uni, and they move on to 5 goals straight, 30, leading the Geelong Cats 1-1-7. And Xavier just moving the ball around inside their forward 50 and finding the best option, Melbourne Uni.
Yeah, they sure did. And again, from the commentary side wing is the place to attack. So Melbourne Uni, I think they'll do that quite often during their second quarter.
We're about to get back underway here. So Melbourne Uni get the first goal against that wind to the city end and keep their quarter time margin at the same length as they go forward via Riddell again. She just bombs it inside 50 to snap one over the head of her intended target. Ball in dispute on the ground. Geelong defender comes streaming out. Whistle gone. Play on was a call. And Geelong are out here to the broadcast side wing. Out in front of Amy McDonald. No, it's Darby running onto this one. Sard got there first, so Darby lays a big hip and shoulder. Sard gets a kick away. And handball over the top from Uni, looking for McDonald. Just goes out of bounds and a throw in. We got one player out here as well for Melbourne Uni running around in the number 15. Wasn't named on the emergency list as that number, so we'll get a confirmation on who that player is and bring that information back. Could have been a jumper swap and a number swap, but we'll check that one in as we're back underway. Melbourne Uni do the roving well via Trend. Came out sort of George Gregan style behind her through the legs into scrum. A little attempted torpedo goes long up the wing. But first was McDonald there from Geelong. She kicks forward. Wasn't a really good kick because it went to a 3-on-none and it came to the benefit of Carney. She tucks it under the arm, takes a bounce, goes to Cox. Cox loses her feet but kept the ball. Handball went into Hardiman. Hardiman just bombed it inside 50. Came off the hands of a Geelong defender. Melbourne Uni do well to wrestle possession back, but the resulting handball went nowhere. Geelong do well to clear. Might have been via Brown. And they're away here as Geelong get the kick leading up on the wing, but that link kick just didn't find the player. It got her on the bounce. Regathered by Melbourne Uni. They bomb forward to half forward. Just again on the bounce at half volley, but did well to gather it. Nearly handballs come up now. Inside 50 for Melbourne Uni. Hickey did well for Geelong to stand up, take the intercept handball, and a free kick finally paid after all that. Going the way of Melbourne Uni for holding the ball on. Hickey. Melbourne Uni go forward. Just bomb it to the top of the square. That number 15 player, we don't know who it is. She took the mark, nearly brought it down. Ball spilled free on the deck. As we go forwards again, Geelong trying to get out of jail here. The link handball again didn't quite go as planned. Julian had it. That's for Melbourne Uni. And finally, excuse me, it's Walsh who has it. My mistake, is named in the team sheet. Overlooked that one. So Walsh nearly taking the mark.
So Melbourne Uni simply have just played in front. When they've gone inside 50, they've been in front. If they haven't won the contest, they've brought it to ground and the pressure's been on Geelong.
So the ball at half back again. Danielle Orr kicks in short, finds Love. Love looking to mount an attack for the Cats. They got the first of this term. Now, short chip kick, they find Gehring, inside forward 50, at the back of the pack. Grierson couldn't take it. Oh, great work by the Cats. They push it forward. Good work at ground level by Maguire. Round the corner now, bouncing football. They're happy to take it over the line. Great work by Jazz Grierson. And another behind on the board for the Cats. They move on to 1-2-8, trailing Melbourne Uni 5 goals straight, 30.
It's well done by Maguire. She's looked lively, kicked one early, and that one would have been a goal had it not been for a really good and desperate Melbourne Uni defensive tackle. As they clear, kick up the line was too big for Hardiman. On the bounce, out of bounds, and a free kick, last touch. So Geelong have another chance inside 50. This one going the way of McAvoy. She has a look. Just elects for a short little kick up into the hot spot scoring area, 20 metres in front of the top of the square. Ball spills free. Trend jumped on it. Umpire's having a look here because Trend really jumped on that ball. Decided that a free kick was too much, so a ball up. Almost in front of Geelong goal. 25, maybe 30 metres out. Slight angle. Prime scoring position if the Rovers can do well here for Geelong. Ball tapped down well by Darby. Here she goes. Maguire had a good shot at it. Wheeled around for a snap. Pulled it across the face for a minor. And it's Duffin at full-back who will re-inject for Melbourne University. Try to get down the other end of the ground. This time she tucks it under the arm, plays on, goes to Sard. Sard marks on the defensive half-back flank. Stops, props, goes again. Kicks up looking for Gillespie-Jones. A kick just wasn't in her favour. Darby punched from behind. Really well done by Love. Arch the back, ran forward. Duffin takes a diving mark at full-back. Just didn't complete it. Ended up giving the over-the-head handball. Spilled out free to Hardiman. Hardiman runs, takes a quick kick up. Goes to the half-back position. Spilled out free nearly to the advantage of Cox. She did well to gather it. Gave it to Gillespie-Jones. She uses that right boot. Goes kicking up in front of Garner. Garner does well, just gets rid of her player. Gave it to someone really under the pump in Thomas, who gave it don't argue and put it to centre half forward. And a strong mark by Riddell, running back with the flight. Hit contact, put it in front of Angelus. Angelus in a foot race here now with the boundary line. It's probably going to get there first as a Geelong player swoops. Gives a handball back around. Goes to Pearce. Pearce snaps one up the line, gets it out of defence. And Geelong here can loop a few together and they're away. As a kick goes out in front of Woollett, she nearly got it on the bounce, gave it away later, good tackle. Here goes Maguire, she's got space, runs her journey, kicks, and it's a goal. So after all that, it's circle work, and Maguire gets her second with a lovely goal. Brings that margin a little bit closer. 2-3-15, plays 5 straight 30, nearly approaching half-time here at Northport Oval, and that scoreboard brought to you by Choose Tap.
Just beat them with pace there. Geelong just able to push back harder into the open space.
Reducing that margin back to 15 points. Round the grounds, we've gone 16 minutes in the first term and still waiting for that first score in the qualifying final. So nothing separating those two teams at the moment. I'll keep you up to date. A very good afternoon now to our video stream audience. Great weekend of Love the Game finals action. Being able to watch all VFL women's games streamed live here on VFL.com.au. And then a full replay after the game as well as Gehring goes inside forward 50. Defensive Melbourne Uni put under a bit of pressure this term. Grierson over the footy was legged and will receive the free kick. On the half-back line, kicks in short, looking for Trend. Stolen by the Cats. They're pushing the ball forward. They get a kick inside their forward 50 arc, but Melbourne Uni get the kick away and Darby cuts it off for the Cats. Got an option at Vella at centre-half forward. Elects to go in short. Opportunity is knocked off the ball, but it's inside forward 50. Clark now. Long way from home, but inside that forward 50 arc for the Cats. Carney over the football, gets her handball away. They'd be happy just to see the ball over the boundary line, but fierce tackling by the Cats. Holds it up, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, great forward line pressure there from Geelong just to hold it in. Create a neutral contest.
What can the Cats do? Whistle's blown.
It's a non-officiating umpire, I think, here, who's coming in to do a bit of rearranging. They're going to have a little consultation.
So it's going to be, just waiting to see, a free kick.
There's a bit of confusion here.
Free kick going whose way? It looks like it's going to go the way of the Cats. They're going to take a free kick directly in front of goal. Rochelle Cranston. Didn't quite see what the free kick was for.
I'm not sure
so
Rochelle
off the
Cranston
ball,
knows what she's got the free kick for.
especially directly in front of goal. So let's see. Free kick goes the way of the Cats. Can they make Uni pay for this one? They certainly can. And great term so far by Geelong. They have their third of the quarter on the board. Unfortunately for Madison Maguire, she's not going to have the quarter all to herself like Jasmine Grierson did. And it is the third goal, 3-3-21. The Geelong Cats, Melbourne Uni, 5 goals straight 30. That, of course, on the Choose Tap scoreboard. And we'll find out at a later stage what that free kick was for, Xavier.
We will, but Geelong would be happy. They spoke about their inside 50s. It hasn't been pretty going inside 50, but as we mentioned before, just their fierce tackling. Anthony held the ball in. They've got a free kick. They've converted, and they're in this game.
As Jessica Duffin having a little bit of a word with the umpire, I think, here as well. There's her arms spread out in the, what was that for? Universal signal. As Geelong clear from the guts here, this is an opportunity for sure. On the bounce, Woolett nearly had it. She spins around, wheels, has a snap at goal. Is it going to bend? It just doesn't have the bend on it. But that was a huge break from the centre for Geelong, and then Woolett nearly put the cherry on top with a snap goal, just couldn't. And it's Duffin who gets it here for Melbourne Uni and can reset.
One thing about these fast entries is that Melbourne Uni have been really good at reading the ball and reading the play come into their defensive 50, and they spoke about that at quarter time. So these fast entries, the centre breaks, and the fast movement of the ball is definitely an advantage for Geelong.
It's Duffin. Runs her full measure from full back. Went up looking for her teammate in Carney, but an intercept mark taken by the Cats. Plays on, runs the full measure. It's nearly a goal kick there by Jordan Ivey, but Duffin again on the last line of defence takes a mark with not even a metre behind her. This time elects to go straight up the ground to Brittany Gibson. She then goes wide to Runnels. Runnels pushed right up against it on the half-back flank. Started on the wing at that last stoppage. Has a look, goes up the line, looking, did well, brought down to Carney, was it, who got tackled well. And Geelong look a very strong side here in this second quarter. The pressure's good, they're running well, they're tackling fiercely. They want to get another score on the board here before half-time beats them. Handball came over to Ivy, smothered nearly but touched off the boot. She snapped it to the hot spot. Handball came out, snap kick by Benham. Kick the belly of the ball, though, and play still on. As Woolett going to get there first. The bounce evaded her. Got a tackle, got one high. And Woolett gets a free kick. 30 metres out, slight angle, kicking into a bit of a crosswind. But a good chance from here to get Geelong's fourth and nearly square the ledger. So Jamie Woolett for her first of the day. Important goal for Geelong. Kicks pretty surely, just sat it up, gave the wind a bit to do. Ball still in play, tapped over, rushed behind, going from Melbourne Uni. And that score now, 3-5-23, Geelong still trailing 5 straight, 30, Melbourne Uni approaching half-time.
15 minutes gone, second term, around the ground scores. All tied up at quarter time, 0-0. 0-0 between Collingwood and the Southern Saints at quarter time. So that game is available live on VFL.com.au. So if you're watching this game in about 5 minutes time at half time, you can just switch across, go across to the other game and watch the second term of that, and then come back for the second half of this match, because we've got a classic encounter here, 7 points the margin.
And the important part of that game is the winner today plays the loser of that game.
Yes.
Next week at Collingwood St Kilda, if you're watching at home.
So the winner will either play Collingwood or Southern Saints here at Adcon Stadium next week. So you'd have to say for these teams, the elimination final teams, a bit of an advantage having already played here at Adcon Stadium. No teams have played here this season in VFL Women, so a bit of an advantage for those teams of being able to get a bit of a sneak peek at Adcon and the conditions. As Melbourne Uni through the middle, Trend dispossessed, good tackling by the Cats. They'll go inside forward 50.
Geelong's pressure has been enormous, and they spoke about the run off half-back that Melbourne Uni create. Right then, they were right on them and caused the holding ball turnover. Great work by Geelong.
So Benham kicked inside forward 50. Clearing kick by Grierson. A kick-to-kick between the teams at the moment. Walsh with the tackle on the outer side. Ticking down towards half-time in this clash. At half-time, we're going to hear an interview from earlier in the week with the Rowena Young medalist for season 2019 in VFL Women's, Jamie Lambert, the leading goal scorer this year. We caught up with her on Tuesday night on the VFL Hour on SEN. Abertangelo gets her kick away just in time. Getting to that danger time for the Cats. They wouldn't like to get rid of their advantage that they've had during this term. Restricting the Cats to just the 1 goal this quarter. The only goal scored against the Breeze in this clash so far. If you've just tuned in, it was a scintillating first term by Jasmine Garner. Kicked all 4 goals of the first quarter for Melbourne Uni. Ash Riddell kicking the only goal this term for Melbourne Uni. And they trail by 7 points, the Cats, as Melbourne Uni goes long. Mark paid, and Kerrick takes it, goes out wide. Just mounting an attack, the Cats. We've gone nearly 18 minutes in this second term leading up to half-time. What can the Cats do? Can they sneak another one and get within a point? Darby on the outer side curls it round the corner. It goes wide and wayward, and a free kick will go the way of Melbourne Uni on that outer side.
So Melbourne Uni, with just under 2 minutes left on the clock, might have their last foray inside 50 here as the ball's fetched from over near the bar there. And kicking duties look like they might be going the way again of Duffin, is it? In the long sleeves on the other side over there.
Yes.
It's Melbourne Uni. Come inbound. She's used it well today. Just goes long up the line, looking for the contest. No one marked it. Ball now on the ground. Bodies just pile on top and the ball up. So Melbourne Uni gain a good 40 metres, but no possession. The ball up on their attacking half-forward line. 70 out from goal. As we say, only about a minute left in this quarter. And it's an important little minute. Geelong keep it like this, and they've had a successful quarter, nearly evening it up. Melbourne Uni would love one against a flow of play to stretch that advantage into the wind. There's another ball up. Time eating away off the clock.
So Geelong have pushed one back behind the ball. Muggers just got to make it a 2-on-1 contest and just bring the ball to ground.
It's exactly what they do. They handball up, got to Duffin. Her kick was a big, high kick, lobbed up, and a mark taken here by Walsh. But, yes, no paid. They wheel around. They kick up around to the top of the square. The Muggers nearly taking the mark. Was it Bruton? Came to ground. Now Walsh is there again. Bruton does well, gets it off the deck, gives a handball to a kicker. She snaps it up to the danger zone. Wheeling around, off the ground. Abatangelo goes to the top of the square. Again brought down. Garner's here underneath it. That's dangerous for the Cats. Gave it away. The Cats' pressure here is good. They do a little bit well to nearly clear with a handball. Then a snap at goal, nearly marked on the last line of defence. And after all that, finally rushed on the siren. And that's how the Cards have fell here at half-time at Adcon. 5-1-31 Melbourne Uni with that last rush behind moments ago. And Geelong, 3-5-23 in that quarter. They've kicked 3 goals, 4. So it's a pretty tight game here at half-time as both sides go in and we reload for the second half for the elimination final.
Goal kickers up until half-time. Jasmine Garner with 4 in that first term. She has 4 for the game so far. Ash Riddell, the only other goal scorer for Melbourne Uni. For Geelong, they've shared them around. Madison Maguire has 2. Rochelle Cranston has the 1, leading to that 8-point deficit for the Cats at half-time. Xavier, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, look, I think Melbourne Uni would be pretty happy with that second quarter. There was an opportunity there for Geelong to level the score, I thought, and 8 scoring shots to 6. I think Melbourne Uni kicking that goal against the Breeze was crucial. They used the ball well, Melbourne Uni. Their possession football, I think, has been critical for them. They had, I reckon, once they maybe went for the long kick down the line too early, but other than that, they're very smart when they use the football. They maintain possession of it. I thought Geelong's pressure around the contests, we mentioned their tackling was fearsome, especially inside 50. That's how they created their goals in that second quarter. It was from fast forward entries. They spoke about how good Melbourne Uni were at reading the play. So I thought Geelong played as good as they could. They just didn't quite capitalise on a couple of shots to level the score. So 5-goal-1 with this sort of breeze is pretty impressive for the first quarter, first half.
Yeah, it certainly is. Just a clarification, we believe anti-density was the ruling for that free kick in the that quarter. So with Rochelle Cranston's kick at goal, anti-density ruling was the free kick. So free kick taken in front of goal for anti-density. Southern Saints 1 goal straight lead Collingwood in the second term. Kate McCarthy kicking the first goal in that clash. That brings us to half-time of this Love the Game final series, elimination final. We've got a big second half coming up this afternoon. As we said, you've got 2 choices at half-time. Listen in to an interview with Jamie Lambert via this video stream, or head to vfl.com.au and have a look at Collingwood versus Southern Saints. We've got every aspect covered for you this weekend. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. But we're going to head to a break. After that break, we will hear the we'll head straight to the interview with Jamie Lambert, the reigning goal-kicking leader in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's this season. And then we'll take an ad break and be back for a big second half here on vfl.com.au.
Welcome back to the VFL Hour. Anthony Stangert, Sam Hargraves, as we look to the VFLW finals. And it was a fascinating round that we were eagerly anticipating last week. So many ladder positions hinged on specific games. But in the end, Anthony Stangert, the top side, well, Collingwood did what they needed to do to clinch the top spot on the ladder, just 1 game clear of the Southern Saints, who lost to Richmond, who finished 2 spots below them in 4th. And it was everything I think we thought it would be. They were close games, they were exciting games, and it sets up a great final series.
Yeah, and Hawthorn's loss meant they were waiting on the result of Melbourne Uni versus NT Thunder. NT Thunder was actually up by a point at half-time. So a few of those Hawthorn fans would have been had a bit of a thought that they were still a chance at that stage. But Melbourne Uni really fighting back during the second half and getting over the line in the end and booking their finals berth, kicking the reigning premiers out of the finals, but it was probably the result, Collingwood defeating Hawthorn, that had the most effect on the top six, with no reigning premiers come this year's version of the finals.
Just goes to show how even the competition is. I'll tell you what, one woman who's been an absolute superstar this year, and our VFLW, AFLW update is all thanks to Victoria Police, who are now recruiting. You can apply now. You're more suited than you might think to join Victoria Police. Apply now. We just spoke to Jordan Lyle, who was the leading goal kicker for the year in the VFL. So we thought, why don't we get the leading goal kicker in the VFLW on? Jamie Lambert kicked 21 to be 3 clear and take out the mantle as the #1 goal kicker in the VFLW competition. She's been good enough to join us. Hello, Jamie.
Hey guys, how you going?
Good, thanks. Congratulations on, firstly, a fantastic team year, finishing top of the ladder. But yourself personally, that's a fantastic accolade for you to take home the #1 goal kicker in the competition, especially because you do spend a bit of time in the midfield too, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect it from the start of the year, so pretty happy to take out leading goal kicking.
Jamie, it was pretty much, I suppose, your season and the clubs were both reflected. A big loss in round one, yourself kicking no goals in that first game of the season as well. And then all of a sudden on a 11-game winning streak, and you rocketed to the top of the goal-kicking ladder. Just tell us a bit about how things changed from round one to finishing top of the ladder at the end of the year.
Yeah, so round one we had quite a few injuries throughout the team, so we just we didn't have our strongest team in from the start, but St Kilda came out really well, and obviously they've had a great year, so we just had to turn things around pretty quickly and got on a great winning streak, and we've been pretty strong ever since.
No, it was a great result, knocking off the Hawks in the final round to get top spot, and Richmond helping you out by knocking off the Southern Saints. Was there much talk around the Magpies about the goal kicking leading into the final round of the season?
Not really. I'm not worried about it at all. I was happy for anybody to win, but I'm happy to pass off a goal if it means winning the game. We were just wanting to win the game and get that home final if Richmond could have knocked off St Kilda, which they did, so it was great for us. And
you did mention how important that final game of the season was, that you had to win firstly to have a chance of getting top spot and the home final, and it also affected the result of the Hawks. How much focus on Hawthorn was there going into that final round? And you mentioned the goal kicking wasn't talked about, but how much was the possibility of getting that home final come the following week?
No, we just treated it like a normal game. Hawthorn are a great side, and we knew pressure would be right up as they had to win to make finals. So to get the home final is just a bonus. But yeah, we're just really excited to play finals and be minor premiers again. Hopefully can go a couple further than what happened last year.
Jamie, it must, the last 2 years from a VFLW point of view, as you said, minor premiers last year and again this year. From an AFLW point of view, Collingwood hasn't been able to have a lot of wins and a lot of success, but when you see how well you're developing at VFLW level, it must give you confidence going into the next AFLW season that you're at least on the right path and that you've got good young players coming through and developing, and all signs are pointing to a strong club and a stronger playing group that's getting better and better each year.
It's to play with the AFL girls all year round, included with the VFL girls. Like it's fun. Like there's no pressure. We just play football, and it's really exciting leading into the AFL next year.
And it must be a real balancing act, chatting to Penny Cooler-Reid about how to balance the managed AFLW players throughout the season. How do you yourself, as a player and being one of those AFLW listed players, how do you find your management throughout the season, obviously not having the ability to play all games throughout the year?
Yeah, so I just played 3 or 4 games in a row, then rested the body. I'm getting a bit old. I'm in my late 20s now, so yeah, happy to rest and give all the other girls a chance. We are about developing the VFL program and giving the other girls a chance, so it's great.
Tell us a bit about the coach. She's taking you to the minor premiership both years and ready for another finals campaign. Tell us your thoughts on Penny Cooler-Reid.
Yeah, Penny's great. She's got a really great group of side coaches as well. So it's real easy to talk to her, and she keeps football simple and fun, and we just all love it.
Looking at the goal kicking this year again, 21 goals for the season, and as Sam mentioned earlier, you're not the key forward for the Magpies. Tell us what your preferred position in that team is.
Yeah, I love running through the midfield, and to rest forward is my ideal. I've found through a lot of my games I have played more forward, so it's just about getting that versatility and learning to play other roles, so you're not just stuck in the midfield. But I do enjoy the midfield. I do enjoy kicking a couple goals or so.
And it's probably been one of the keys to the Magpies season this year, the versatility that you have had in the side, that you've got players that could certainly play a key defensive post but move down to a key forward post. And as you mentioned, that midfield's handy, especially the ability to kick goals as well.
Yeah, the group of girls we have, anybody can play anywhere, and it keeps us unpredictable, and I think that's what makes us a really strong side, is that if we have a player down or a player out, that we can easily replace them.
What's it like hosting a final this week at Victoria Park, the spiritual home of the Magpies?
Oh, nothing's better than that. It all started there. It's all going to finish there, hopefully.
I like it.
Yeah, we could not be more happy that it's at Vic Park, and we haven't played St Kilda since round one, so hopefully we can knock them off and play some really good football.
Well, it's going to be a fantastic game. St Kilda and yourselves have been the two form sides in the comp, and especially in the second half of the year for St Kilda, they got themselves on a fair run there. So two quality sides. It'll all be happening at Victoria Park, 12 p.m. Saturday, August 31st. Jamie Lambert, congratulations again on winning the league goal kicking. Congratulations on another fantastic season for the Pies, and good luck in the finals this weekend.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men. Some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality. Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act to thrive with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
Your hard yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
buy a digital radio.
Head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka, Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Sam Hargraves. Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
the ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back to Adcon Stadium. About to get off to a start in the second half of this game. 8 points the margin. Around the ground scores at Victoria Park, and it was a goal apiece just a few moments ago. Still a goal apiece. Kate McCarthy and Jamie Lambert with a goal each in that clash at Victoria Park. We'll keep you up to date with those scores. Blair Morton, get us underway in the second half.
Cranston again crushed the centre contest for the Cats. Couldn't find a target though as she went around, and it was eventually Runnels who got it for Melbourne Uni on the wing. Now they're inside 50. Ball on the deck, bouncing around a couple of here. Melbourne Uni almost got a handball out and a reprieve, but they just got that pressure on. There's a few there, including Woollett, really applying that attacking pressure as University get the ball off the deck and they go forward. Out to centre wing. Look at Gillespie-Jones here. She takes on a few. She's brought down. That's surely holding the ball. She just might have got the handball out. Runnels now has it. You can hear the crowd ask for that one. They got it on the second call as Runnels ran into very strong. It might have been, is it Cranston over there? Really strong tackle. Brought her down with it. It's McAvoy who did the tackling, and she goes long up the wing. Mark taking Darby. Darby out of side wing. The Cats threading a couple together here. They're hot in the opening stages of the third term. Long kick up into the wind, a half-forward position. It got over the contest. Marking from the back was Duffin, who's been really good full back for Melbourne University all day.
So that's exactly how the first quarter played out. Melbourne Uni defence were able to read the inside 50 a lot better. Geelong spoke about that at quarter time. I couldn't get in their change rooms to see what they spoke about at half time, but I'm sure the coach would be disappointed with that first forward entry. Yeah,
and Melbourne Uni coughed it up there with a last touch free kick. So Geelong again have an opportunity to go forward. A good kick to half forward and gets Cranston. True centre half forward position. Goes around, gets a target. Good little kick into Daniela Orr. And she's 30, maybe kick from about 40 out into a stiff wind. She doesn't look like she fancies herself. The eyes darting around, having a look. Daniela Orr is definitely within scoring range, but it's a tricky one. Numbers stacked on the line. A little bit of a stuttering run up. Goes in on the left, but it's a pretty good kick. Low and flat and long. Mark taken, whistle's gone. In the back, it goes away, the Cats. And they line up point blank range directly in front through Georgia Clark, who'll put them on the scoreboard, make it a 2-point ball game if it's a major, which you'd expect from here. Georgia Clark, no mistake made, and the Cats close the gap to 2 points into the wind.
I didn't get a lot at half-time, but one thing I did get as I walked back across the ground is, you're right, that breeze is stiff, and if anything, I think that breeze is stronger than it was at the start of the game.
So that's a really, really valuable one there to the Cats against the flow of play. Only the second goal into that wind all day. The other one going the way of Melbourne Uni in the last quarter. And Anthony, 2-point ball game. It's all happening here.
Oh, what a contest we have. Seasons on the line for both teams. As we mentioned, the winner of today's game takes on the loser of the qualifying final between Collingwood and the Southern Saints. And in that clash, of course, nothing separating those two teams.
Unis can run away, but the Cats get there first. This one's through Goring. She goes back inside, gives and gets herself in a little bit of a pickle. Good little kick, went up to Darby though, got her on the bounce. Her contact came from Gillespie-Jones behind, who did well to cause a stoppage and a ball up in a frenetic little period of play there. So Gillespie-Jones defending very well. Just held the ball on the Darby, who had she got a handball out, the Cats were moving well. Darby then does the ruck work well, got it down to McDonald, who was dispossessed in a tackle, no free kick paid. Another body's scrum on top, and finally the ball gets out. Geelong go inside 50, cutting the ball off, nearly intercept mark for Muggers. Not quite. Came out through Hardiman. Ball spills free now, it's got a little bit of time. Handball into Sard. Half back. She just evaded a tackle, did really well in the end. Her kick, though, intercepted almost by Hickey coming out from centre half back for the Cats. Ball in the centre circle, stopped up nearly again. It's finally spilled free. Umpire letting it go here, and it's resulting well as the game keeps moving. This time, though, a scrum, and finally the umpire puts an end to proceedings and a ball up almost in the centre circle.
So, 6 minutes gone. Third term. One solitary point of the margin. Cranston with the kick forward. Leading in the race on the outer side, Grierson. Just picking which direction, trying to get round the tackler. She did. Goes to the outer side, kicks it out of bounds. And it will be a free kick going the way for the Cats. Very good afternoon to our SEN2 listeners as well, joining us for the first time this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the call as the Cats go up towards centre half forward. Darby couldn't get her hands on it. Ball at ground level. Free kick's been found once more. Play on the call from the umpire goes long. DeAngelis on the outer side. Good fierce tackle. And the ball, no, free kick's been rewarded and it will go the way of the Cats. Oh, sorry, the Melbourne Uni on that outer side. So, Katie Angelis kicks in short. Target on that occasion was Bruton, couldn't find her at ground level. Muggers trying to push it forward. Bateman tackled. You can hear the cheers of the crowd. That's the Cats supporters on the outer side. They're up and about in this third term. It was the first quarter where they had 4 goals to zip kicked against them as Melbourne Uni kicked with the breeze to the left of screen. And this term, what a start by the Cats. Kicked a goal against the breeze, the first that they've kicked against the breeze in this game. Melbourne Uni, of course, kicking a goal against the breeze during the second quarter.
Don't want to make too much of it, but that missed opportunity in the point-blank range that was peeled across recently. Potentially a costly miss there, one you'd want to kick.
Yeah, we'll see how the game unfolds with that one. Ball on the outer side. We'll go around the grounds very shortly as well. Collingwood and the Southern Saints, as we mentioned, the loser of that game plays the winner of this clash, and it is 1 goal apiece at half-time. McCarthy and Lambert the goal scorers. McCarthy for the Saints and Lambert for the Magpies. So 1 goal straight, 6 apiece in that qualifying final. The loser of that game plays the winner of today's clash.
Holding the ball, free kick here, went the way of Melbourne Uni. The player kicked it into the player on the mark, roved it herself well though. Just had to get a kick forward in the pressure, and in doing so put it out of bounds on the full. So the Cats now at half back on the flank. Out on the grandstand side wing. They go long up the line. 1 bounce out of bounds, and it's going to be a free kick to Uni.
It was out on the full as well.
That was on the full.
It's a pretty good example there. 2 on the full. You can see how much that breeze is playing into the kicking there for both teams. So whoever's going to be smarter using the football with this breeze, I feel like we'll get the edge in this game.
Very well said, as we're kicking against that very breeze, and you can see the ball sit up and get pushed across. The pack had to move to suit it. Snap over for Melbourne Uni here. They're at the hot spot looking for it. Roved well, snap over the top, bouncing ball into the square. It's a goal. Lovely goal kicked here by Melbourne Uni. Just not sure the kicker was. It may have been Jasmine Garner's 5th. Potentially, as we're retrieving the ball and having a look. Regardless, it's certainly a goal to Melbourne University, and they open their lead up. 6-1-37, just wrestling a little bit over Geelong, 4-6-30, as we've travelled, just gone 10 minutes here in the second quarter.
So the second part there is just the midfield has got to adjust themselves for those boundary throw-ins there on the far side, the grandstand side, because the ball was dropping short. So the midfield's got to be attuned to that to make sure they just shift themselves slightly so that they can sort of read the play there.
Back underway here. It's Bruton. Gets it on the bounce from the clearance. Goes inside 50. Looking for Garner. It's out in front of her. Off the ground, Gillespie Jones. She just didn't get through to it. And it's a minor going the way of Gillespie Jones at 6-2-38. Plays Geelong 4-6-30.
Yeah, Katie Angelis, the goal scorer just a few moments ago. Kicks her first of the game and 15th goal of the season. The second leading goal scorer for the Cats for Melbourne Uni this year, behind Jasmine Garner. Ball at half-back for the Cats now. Van der Heuvel under pressure. They move it out now. Get it out to Darby. Can't pick it up. Great work by Gillespie Jones. Round the corner. Mark taken by Walsh. Walsh will put the Muggers inside forward 50. Long bomb inside the arc. Garner's going to lead back in the race for the football. Good work by the defence of the Cats. They see the ball out of bounds over the line, and we will see a boundary throw-in. So inside forward 50 for Melbourne Uni again. Had stopped the run of 3 straight goals in a row to the Cats. And a chance now to utilise the breeze during this term. Good work by Sard. Got the tap down. Free kick's been found in the back, and it will go the way of Geelong inside their defensive 50.
So Geelong deep inside defensive territory. Elect to go up the grandstand side wing. The kick intercepted though, the mark from Bruton. She gives a handball looking for Carney. That was intercepted. Geelong get a pardon. Tackle though, a strong one on Brown. Swung around, gave it away. They're nearly out, the Cats. A few looped handballs do well. Georgia Rankin gathers it. Kicks up the wing, searching for Orr. But the boundary line got there first and adjudicated to be a free kick.
On the full there, I think.
Last touch.
Last touch. So the umpire just had a little bit of a think about if it was going to be a throw-in or a last touch, and it went the way of Duffin in the end. Duffin's kick just got to her player on the bounce. She gave and got it. Duffin overran the handball. Now it's back with Gibson. Gibson wrapped up. You can hear the asking for a free kick there, the Geelong Cats supporters, and they get one as they go inbound. Small kick went inbound to Webster. She goes a long one up the line to half forward. Ball spills out the back of the contest. Kept in play by the Cats. Whistle gone, holding the play up. And this one going to go to Van der Heuvel at centre-half forward position. Just lobs it up. A long kick. They've got to play a free. She's out the back. It's Wooten. She's got it. And it's smothered off the boot. It came off Woolett's boot as she tried to snap one from adjacent to the goal square. Huge defensive effort by the Uni players. And they loop up with another handball to Bateman. Bateman goes inbound, wants it back. The kick comes back to Bateman, but it was touched. She gave it back into a runner inside who just hacks the ball forward, bounces over the contest. Running out on it now is Angelis. Getting there first, so handball inside to Garner. Garner tries to load up though, smothered. Cats do well via Goring. Goring's going to get it back on the bounce. Wheel around and just get the kick away, looking for the boundary line.
It's going to head in that direction. Will it go over the line? It does. The free kick will go the way of Melbourne Uni.
So Melbourne Uni love to launch off their half-back line. They're really dangerous there on the turnover. The defence did allow Geelong to get goal side, which is one of the golden rules in defence. Don't allow your opposition to get goal side. However, they did recover well, and they love that run and handball out off their half-back line. It's impressive.
Yeah, Goring with the great smother down in defensive 50. And they're not afraid to hold on to the football during this quarter, Geelong, making sure that they've got the right option. They're looking for Clark up at half forward. Duffin goes out wide, bouncing football. There's plenty of muggers on the outer side. Carney, first to the football, gets it off to Runnels. Gets it back, looking for Carney. Cranston bursting her way through, taken to ground. Did she have it? Ball.
Unadjudicating umpires paid a free kick. He's running in, doing the holding the player free kick signal. So you're right, Anthony, they're going to get it.
So Cranston didn't have it. Gets her kick away too far. Here's a chance for the Muggers. Inside forward 50. Gibson on the long lead. Didn't take it. Great defensive work by the Cats. At their defensive 50 now, Geelong. They hold the football up. And missed opportunity for Melbourne Uni on that occasion. They got the turnover. Just didn't hold it in their forward 50.
You're spot on, Anthony. I think the message would have been at halftime for Geelong is possession football. You know, while Melbourne Uni have the breeze, let's try and maintain possession of the ball so that we can hinder their scoring opportunities.
So Carney, quick kick inside forward 50. And Maddie Kerrick takes the ball, kicks it out wide, finds Brown. Brown from the Murray Bushrangers. Kicks it out wide. Her target was Vella. Great work by the Cats, bringing it along through Pearce. Up towards half forward. Van der Heuvel outmarked that occasion by Arundel. Oh, kick intercepted, play on the call from the umpire. Webster now. She's going to burst it long, needs to get rid of it. Ball the call. And the turnover, Carney brings it along to this broadcast side wing. Right in front of our broadcast position, Brown. Round the corner to Pearce. They go long, Webster now. So Beck Webster, another former Murray Bushranger in this team. Webster now inside forward 50, looking for the marking option. Good work at the back of the pack by Melbourne Uni. They get the ball back, Runnels. They're under pressure, but they're able to extract it. Carney onto Trend. Trend to Carney. Carney round the corner, looking for Abertangelo. Just got it away from her opponent, handballs. Angelis by herself. Takes her time, goes long inside forward, 50 to Gibson. Bodywork by Goring. Gibson, open goal. And puts it through for the 7th for Melbourne Uni. Great work down the broadcast side wing. 7-2-44. They lead Geelong 4-6-30 on the Choose Tap scoreboard, and we've gone 17 minutes in this third term. Xavier Maloney.
Great use of the body there by Gibson, just to nudge out the defender, give herself some space. The opposite to what I said before with Geelong is that Melbourne Uni are playing on quickly. They know that they've got the breeze in this third quarter. They need to play on at all costs. From that free kick, they were straight onto it. They love this again. They love the run off the half-back line. They're prepared to use their hands and move it quickly. It's good to see.
So we're just getting set here. A couple of changes made. Umpires making sure every play is in their right position. And we're about to get back underway here. 17 minutes, nearly 18 gone in the third quarter. Melbourne Uni having the flow of play in the last few moments. Jay just gather it, get a hacked kick forward. Mark taken by Abertangelo. 50 out. Centre half forward, Melbourne Uni lobs it up, kicks with the wind, puts it up to the top of the square. Mark! It's a Melbourne Uni player who's got this, brought it down well as she came back with it.
Angelis again.
It's Katie Angelis who's got it. Directly in front, top of the square, winded her back. You can probably mark this one down. As Katie Angelis looks to open up this margin to 20 points if she gets it. Goal umpire had a bit to do, but she gets it, Angelis. It's going to be 8-2-50. Good margin now over the Cats, 4-6-30. The Muggers making the most of that strong wind, favouring them in their third term.
First half of this quarter, Geelong controlled the game, I thought, but just the second half, Melbourne Uni are back on top and going to have quite a handy lead going into the three-quarter time.
Yeah, they've hit back late. All 3 goals coming in the second half of this quarter. And they've kicked 2 in 2 minutes. Angelis kicking 2 goals during this third quarter and been lively in their forward half. This is going to go right down to the wire, this clash, if you've just tuned in. It's about a 3 or 4 goal breeze to the left of screen as McAvoy gets the kick outside of the middle and down towards Geelong half forward, but Jess Trend, ever reliable across that half back line. Kick intercepted. We gave her a wrap and Webster intercepts, goes inside forward 50. Is there an opportunity for a late Cats goal? Good smother off Van der Heuvel's boot. Here's another opportunity for Webster. Fierce tackling by Melbourne Uni. Trend. They get it at Grierson. And Walsh will hold up the play inside the last 10 seconds of the third term.
I'm really impressed with the back six of Melbourne Uni. They've been super today, the way they've been able to read the play and then also the good use of hands to exit the defensive 50.
So that is three-quarter time. The margin got to within a couple of points early in the third term. But at three-quarter time, it is Melbourne Uni 8-2-50. They lead Geelong 4-6-30. 10 scoring shots apiece with a 20-point margin, Blair.
As we said just a moment ago, Geelong really controlled the early half of the game. All they get for it is, for almost a whole quarter of control, is 1 goal won. They had 1 goal to Kate Darby that was missed from almost point-blank range, and then the snap from Woollett, which again was 10 metres in front of goal as she was peeling away, was affected off the boot. There's 2 goals there that, you don't want to make too much of it, but had they have kicked, they would have got in front with that Derby goal and the Woollett one similarly. So in the end, while they controlled so much of the game, Muggers actually end up kicking 3 goals, 1 in that term to open the lead up even more to 20 points. So while Geelong had so much control early, it's Melbourne University who won the quarter.
For our video stream watchers, they're seeing the third quarter highlights with 4 goals scored during the quarter, 3 to Melbourne Uni and 1 to Geelong. Our goal scorers to three-quarter time, Jasmine Garner, after that hot start, 4 goals in the first term. She's still on that 4-goal mark. And Jealous with 2 and singles each to Gibson and Riddell. For Geelong, multiple goal scorers, Madison Maguire with 2, both during that second term. Rochelle Cranston and Georgia Clark with singles for the Cats. We're all set for a thrilling finale. The season will end for one of these teams this afternoon, and it will continue for the winner. The loser of Collingwood versus Southern Saints awaits the winner of this game, and Collingwood and Southern Saints is locked at 1 goal apiece at Victoria Park. We'll keep you up to date with scores in that game right after this break here on VFL.com.au and SEN2.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Totally Workwear. For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka, Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Sam Hargraves. Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. We'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL, live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Stuart Appleby has come from 7 strokes behind.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Well, all set for a start in the final term of this elimination final. Love the game final series. One team to continue on to the semi-final action next week. Anthony Stangas, Blair Morton and Xavier Maloney here at Adcon Stadium bringing you the big final term, and it's Melbourne Uni by 20 points. Blair Morton, get us off to a start.
Perfectly handicapped here. 20-goal lead, playing against a 3-goal, 4-goal Breeze as the Cats are inside 50. Here they go with their first attempt. Snap over the top of the square, defending really well. Hardiman, she just gave it back to a mate. Another little looping handball, and they get out of jail almost as some Cats converge, bring it to ground. Swooping was all, but the kick was pretty awful, and she sprayed out of bounds on the full.
So just there at three-quarter time, Captain Emma Carney just spoke about the first 5 minutes. That's what Melbourne Uni want to focus here on. Is if they believe they can win the first 5 minutes, they'll win this game.
As they've got it here on their terms now, Melbourne Uni, via Carney. Short little kick up to Duffin. Duffin's been solid in defence all day. One of the best on ground so far. She just kicks long up the wing, looking, searching. Kick went over the contest and it's in dispute. Uni gather it. They go looking for Garner. She got it, just gave it away. Now the Cats have it in the hands. They give it away, little snap over. And it's Hickey. Hickey finds Darby. Darby goes up the ground, searching for Van der Heuvel, gets on the bounce. Van der Heuvel lines up from the pocket, kicks a drop punt, and Van der Heuvel with a lovely drop punt goal from the pocket. Gets the Cats on the board early, and the Cats start chasing. 5-6-36, still trailing 8-2-50. They closed that margin to 14 points in the opening minute and 45 seconds of the game.
So one of the three key areas for Geelong to focus in on was their forward 50 entries. That one there, just whilst it wasn't perfect, it didn't go lace out to the player. It did go to space and just allowed the Geelong smaller forward line players to run onto it. Sensational finish.
Yeah, beautiful finish. Good balance. As soon as she had the ball in her hand, she was going one way. Balanced beautifully. If you had a look on the replay, and lovely drop punt from that position. It's not an easy kick as we're back underway. Darby won the tap. In dispute, McAvoy looked for a player, couldn't get her. Now Melbourne Uni sort of have possession. A kick off the ground. They go to centre-half forward. Mark taken, true centre-half forward position by Garner. Garner, just a short little chip kick inside 50. Got it on the bounce. Snap to the top of the square. It bounced off the chest of Angelis, and now the Cats mop up. Give it to a girl under pressure, though. She has to give another pressure handball to half-back. Muggers converge. Umpire has a look, and a ball up. So the Cats almost out there, but the University defence, again, tightening the screws and just not giving them an inch, not letting them get out of that area quickly. Garner roved it from the ruck. Kick just went up high, not 15, no marks going to be paid. Off the ground, Abertangelo nearly had it. Cats player stands up from the scrum with it, brought down again. And another ball up. True centre-half forward position for Melbourne Uni at the city end side. Kicking into the wind. Go up and back down. Darby won the tap. Only put it out, though, in front of Bruton, who snapped to the top of the square. Roved by Angelis. Handball over the top. Just couldn't get the kick away. The Cats again get it off the deck nearly, and ball spills out of bounds. Little arm wrestle here deep inside Melbourne University, attacking 50. Throw in.
So Melbourne Uni really want to just try and cheer up some time here, just lock it into their forward 50, count down the clock.
So we're back underway. Good, strong throw in. Ball spills out the back. It fell to the feet of Carney. She was set upon. And the ball up. So there's a bit in this. Both sides know how much is at stake, and that's everything. 14-point margin. Melbourne Uni attacking 50.
Final term. Love the game. Final series elimination. Final here at Adcon Stadium. Bounce eluded Duffin on that occasion. Cool head by McAvoy. Good tackle on Rankin by Duffin again.
She's hurt too.
Bruton. We'll keep an eye on that. Good work by Runnels. Ball out of bounds on the full. So free kick goes the way of Amy McDonald for the Cats.
Georgia Rankin looks like she might have hurt her. So as soon as she was on the ground, she banged her fist on the ground in frustration and maybe pain. It looks like she might be aware that she's done an injury or something like that. We hope for the best, but
Duffin was pointing towards the knee as well when she went over.
Her reaction didn't look like a good one.
And that's where the trainers have pointed to as well. So, bit of a break in play.
Umpire will stop the clock here if he hasn't already.
Yeah, stopping the clock now.
There he goes, read my mind. So we stop the clock.
So in normal home and away games and also the finals matches, the clock normally will continue to run unless the umpire, whether it's a stretcher or a major injury, will actually stop the clock. So both teams gathering here at Adcon Stadium. 14 points the margin, and perfect start to the final term by Geelong. Just 5 minutes into this final quarter. Stretcher coming out here, which is not good for the Cats fans. We'll watch a replay currently. Duffin took down her opponent.
Just fell on that knee as it was sort of taken out from underneath her.
So the stretcher out. A break in play, as we mentioned, around the ground scores. Currently at Victoria Park. And it's still 1 goal apiece in the third term. You can watch a full replay of that game this afternoon, or you can watch it live. Swap between the two matches here today. This game, of course, on SEN2 and also video streamed on VFL.com.au and the VFL app. And we'll be back to do it all again tomorrow from 11:45. Western Bulldogs taking on Richmond. The winner of that game goes on to play the winner, Collingwood versus Southern Saints. Rankin just been taken from the field, not needing the stretcher, but limping from the field, which is not a great sight for those Cats fans here at the ground or watching at home.
So best wishes there for Georgia Rankin. Definitely her left leg is what she's hobbling off on, and maybe that she needs a stretcher in the end.
So obviously one player down hinders Geelong here, but I think what else is a factor here is just the momentum. Geelong got that first goal, and it'll be interesting to see what happens now. I reckon Melbourne Uni, Emma Carney would have had the same message again, like let's reset, 5 minutes now, let's try and control the ball.
Anthony Stangers, Blair Morton and Xavier Maloney with you this afternoon. Just a reminder, if you're wanting to continue your football fix today, there will be the Channel 7 clash in the VFL. Richmond versus Essendon, live on Channel 7 from 2 p.m. today. And also for those sticking around here at Adcon Stadium, Geelong versus Port Melbourne will be the next clash. And a replay of that game will be up on VFL.com.au after 5 o'clock, or you can listen via this very radio station that you're listening to at the moment, SEN2. So
15 minutes left of play, 14 points, season on the line for both sides. That's the equation. Melbourne Uni leading, and both sides know the importance of this. As Geelong kick forward, Darby did well in the end to bring it down in the contest. University player inside, slow to get up there behind the ball, but she's up. Scrummer bodies on. Handballs come up, just nearly Garner had it, dispossessed, sort of in the tackle, spilt free. Gillespie Jones laying a good tackle here. Ball held right up. It was Daniela Orr.
Can I just say it's good to see the football out on this side of the oval a bit more during this final term. We haven't seen much of it today.
Sard wins a tap, put it in front of Walsh, overran it. Geelong player getting warned by a pretty strong tag there by Walsh. Couldn't get it out. Had the ball, tried to kick it and dropped it, was McAvoy. So it's Walsh for Uni winning the free.
She'll look to put her team deep inside forward 50. Good mark taken out in front. That, of course, from Millie Brown, the Murray Bushranger and star of the NAB League this season, and also the National AFLW Under-18 Championships up on the Gold Coast. Ball, good work by the Cats. They take it on the outer side. Vander Hoovel, who's been lively in this second half, kicks over the top. Looking for Maguire. Kicked 2 goals in the game so far. What can she do? The kick intercepted by Moore. And Melbourne Uni quell another Cats attack. Good work by Duffin.
Sorry, Anthony, just didn't reward themselves there. Geelong, their work rate was sensational. Maguire got herself out into space and then just let herself down with the kick.
So the kick along the outer side. Plenty of players, no one able to bring it down. Good work by Uni Abatangelo. Angelus. They go long inside forward 50, looking for the long lead of Gibson. What can she do? Tries to get round of her opponent. Handballs on, they go goalward now. And on the last line, the Cats strong in defence. Play on the call from the umpire. They get a kick away, but it's going to be marked by Melbourne Uni. No, it's not. Missed opportunity by the Muggers. Still inside their forward 50. They're able to hold on to the football. They're trying to extract it. Umpire calling play on as well. Time ticking away for the Cats. They trail by 14 points. Deep in the left forward pocket for Melbourne Uni. And we will see another boundary throw in. 14 points the margin. And 8 minutes gone. Final term.
So throw in here deep inside. Melbourne Uni attacking territory. Up we go. The rucks go out. It was Gillespie Jones who did it, and she took it on the bounce, gave the handball out, but the resulting kick just went straight up in the air. Mark not paid, wasn't taken anyway. Ball spills out the back. Geelong do well to mop up, and a kick here out to the clear wing can put Geelong into some space if they get there first, but it was won by Moore. Moore hacks it forward to Trend. Trend goes back out to Gillespie Jones. She goes up to half forward. Mark cut off by Darby. Centre half back position for the Cats. Goes inbound. Intercept mark taken by Riddell. Plays on. Short little kick. Another intercept mark taken. This time by Geelong. And they're out via Garing. Garing goes up to the wing again, spills free. Guess who's there to do the defensive work for the Muggers? It's Duffin again. Wins the ball, kicks forward, gains territory. Put it in front of Bateman, but she was beaten by the two who were there first from the Cats. They interchange a couple of handballs, get a kick away, but Melbourne Uni regather, bounce back inside 50. Bustling through there might have been Garner. No, it was Gibson. Ball came out though. Now the Cats give another couple little handballs. They need to get it out of this defensive territory. It spills up to Carney. Carney wheels around. Gave it to Angelus. Angelus kicks. A goal.
Mark
and goal. On the line. The mark taken in the very top of the forward line by Daisy Bateman. Would have been a goal anyway, so Bateman put the icing on the cake by taking a goal. And Melbourne Uni get another one against the flow of play to keep the three-quarter time margin open. 9-2-56. Plays Geelong 5-6-36. We've travelled 9 minutes and 50 seconds here in the last quarter at Adcon Oval.
So Natalie Wood would not be happy with that. That was a 3-on-1 contest, Melbourne Uni compared to Geelong on the last line there of defence for Geelong. So Geelong coaching box would not be happy at the moment.
So Bateman with her first goal of the season, just her 6th game of the year, and kicks her first of the season. Very timely manner and timeline to get that first major on the board. Bit of breathing space back out to that 20-point margin in favour of Melbourne Uni. The Cats, well, they need a couple of quick goals. We saw during the third term that it was possible. Melbourne Uni finishing off with a couple of quick goals in the last 2 minutes of the third term. And free kick will go the way of the Cats. Here's their opportunity to make the most of it. Round the ground scores. Collingwood versus Southern Saints, and a couple of behinds to the Magpies has put them in front by 2 points. So Caitlin Lee adding another behind during that third quarter, and we've gone 12 minutes in the third term in that clash.
Geelong are simply just going to take some risks here now in this last half of this quarter. If they're going to win this game, they can't be conservative by playing that far side of the ground. I'll be trying to switch the play across the ground, try and open up the other side.
Walsh intercept mark in defence, kicks out to the wing and results in a throw-in near the Norman Goss grandstand side as time keeps ticking away. 11.5 minutes and 20 points. That's the equation. So we go up. Geelong win it down, but Sard threw her body on top of the ball at ground level. Kick above, just goes high, bounces inside 50 for Geelong. Getting there first was Riddle. That's for Melbourne University. She hacks it forward. Abatangelo's there. Gave a really good handball up to a run. It might be Hardiman. She kicks up the wing out of bounds on the full. She had a spare player there as well, waving her arms for Melbourne Uni. But Geelong get another chance to go inbound to 50. Mark, though, cut off by Jasmine Garner on the wing. Intercept Mark and Muggers go forward. Short little kick up. Might be Angelis who's got it, is it? Melbourne Uni, regardless, on the outer side wing. They kick up long, looking for Gillespie Jones. Brought the ball down, couldn't complete the mark. Out of bounds, throw in. So we're 60 out from Melbourne University goal with a throw in. Melbourne University lead by 20 points. Up we go. Gillespie Jones again doing the ruck. It fell at her feet in the end as a wind carried it away. Melbourne Uni players converge on the ball. One of them there's Trend, just couldn't gather it. Now Gillespie Jones has it. Handball inbound to Trend on the deck. Got it up. Throw paid. Geelong get a free kick. On the wing. The umpire's pointing the way it's going, actually the way of... No, he's pointing to the player who he's awarded the kick to.
Back.
Yeah. So it is a Geelong free kick. 13 minutes gone. Kick inbound. Just a good mark. Ended up having to be taken by McAvoy. Running back with the flight. As Xavier mentioned earlier, they need to play on, take risks. Pearce has it. Middle of the ground. Long ball inbound inside 50 to the contest. Duffin defended well. It ended up bouncing off her feet forward. Now underneath the ball for Geelong was Love. Just gathers it in time to be warned by a strong Duffin tackle. Holding the ball. That's an unfortunate one for the Cats as Duffin again does ripper defensive work and stems the flow. Gets the ball back.
I thought smart football by Duffin then. She fell over her opponent but pretended it was all in the tackling motion and has won and been rewarded with the free kick.
So already we can see Melbourne Uni is going to slow play this possession football. That's smart.
So Carney goes long to the outer side wing. Good tap by Bateman. The Melbourne Uni just happy to see the time on the clock ticking down. As the ball goes over the line and we'll see a boundary throw in on the outer side. Around the ground scores. The winner of this game taking on the loser of Collingwood versus Southern Saints qualifying final. At the moment, that match is going the way of Collingwood by 2 points. So, as the results are at the moment, it'd be Southern Saints versus Melbourne Uni in an elimination at a semi-final, I should say, next week here at Adcon Stadium. Check VFL.com.au for details. That will be a ticketed event next week, so you can buy your tickets online. $15 for adults, $10 concession, and kids under 15 free. The Cats need to get moving. They trail by 20 points. And we've gone 15 minutes in the final term. 5 minutes of the season left for one of these two teams. Abertangelo gang tackled by two.
And took the mark. Wasn't 15 called to play on, but thought it was a mark.
Even I didn't hear the non-call for the mark. So confused then on that occasion, but Darby goes long. Van der Heuvel has been good in this second half, providing them an option in the forward half of the ground. She goes long now. Duffin's at the back. And as she has done all season, playing that half-back role. Just happy to take time off the clock again. Her opponents need 20 points in now just over 4 minutes. So time ticking away from the Cats season. Melbourne Uni, they burst from the blocks in today's game, kicking the first 4 goals of the clash, all to Jasmine Garner. And since then has been a fantastic contest. But late, 3 goals. And Duffin again has been sensational across that half back line, Xavier.
So I'm going to sound like a broken record, but Melbourne Uni's ability to read the ball into their defensive 50, highlighted by Duffin. She has been absolutely sensational back there.
Yeah, she's standing up maybe as the best on-ground player with this last quarter. She's stymied at least a handful of opportunities for goal, and that mark read the ball so well and arched her back, going back with the flight. Been great all day and kicked well too. As Melbourne University slap one from the contest, they just got it out. Jamie Woolett's there unopposed though, turns it back into Geelong hands. She went forward to Benham. Benham gives it into a runner. They go inside 50. They get a mark here, the Cats. Did they? It was played on to Van der Heuvel. Wheels around. Kicks up long. Just to the square. Fires off a shot at goal.
Bounce.
The bounce could not have been more unlucky. It bounced between the goalposts, touching the goal line, and bounced forward and then spun back around for a behind.
Much better, though, forward entry from Geelong. They didn't blaze away that time. They brought it back through the middle of the ground. It opened up. Just unlucky they couldn't hold on to the mark there, Geelong.
Duffin unleashes a torp, but only gets it as far as Kate Darby for the Cats. She goes inbound, and a mark nearly. She was set upon. Spilled free. Daniela Orr was underneath it. And the Muggers are going to mop up and gather here. They've got numbers if they can keep it going. Off the ground, and a free kick paid for high. No advantage. So Melbourne University, they get it back deep in defence. It's Jess Trend who's got it. 2 minutes, 15 left to play, and you'd say this one's sealed up. It's going to be Melbourne Uni advancing forward into September while the Cat season doesn't get out of August. Jess Trend goes up and finds Carney at half-back.
Mark taken. Good work by McAvoy. Plays on, inside forward 50. Can't find the long arms of Clark. Taken to ground that time was Love. Still inside their forward 50 arc. The handball. Here's a chance for the Cats. McAvoy on the left boot. Sizes it up. Straight. Oh, it hasn't got the distance. In the goal square. Woollett. Was she taken too high? No, says the umpire. Duffin again. On the last line.
That's ferocious by Duffin.
Well, I think it'll be a surprise not to see a name in the best six here in this clash. We're inside the last 90 seconds of this clash. Taken too high on that occasion. And the Cats, opportunity for a late consolation goal. Will be Maguire to take it.
She's a real leader, Duffin, as well. When I first went over to the three-quarter time huddle, she was commanding the troops, telling them how they're going to win this game.
So Madison Maguire kicks her third goal of the game. Unfortunately, a bit too late for the Cats as they reduce that margin back to, what are we back to? 13 points, but inside the last 60 seconds of the clash. The opponent is no clearer for Melbourne Uni next week. Collingwood and Southern Saints. Collingwood 1-8 leading Southern Saints 1 goal straight 6. That, of course, at Victoria Park. So if you're looking for some more football action to watch, head over to VFL.com.au at the end of this game, and you can watch the final quarter of that clash on VFL.com.au.
Cats out of the middle, bomb inside 50. Couldn't find the leading target. Now Melbourne Uni sort of have it at ground level. Nearly winning the ball was Love. Tackled, and there goes a siren. And it's Melbourne University who keep the march to September going. 9-2-56 reigning supreme over Geelong Cats. 6-7-43 on the Choose Tap scoreboard here at Adcon Oval in the first final of the VFL Women's of 2019. It's Melbourne University who go clear.
Well, what a game it was. Melbourne Uni getting out to a 23-point lead in the second term, kicking the second goal of the second quarter. Geelong getting it back within a couple of points early in the third quarter, but Melbourne Uni, fantastic finish by them, kicking 5 out of the last 6 goals of the game, and victorious in this clash by 13 points. The goal scorer is Jasmine Garner. Well, she was electrifying in that first term, but didn't add to her first goal tally or first quarter tally. It didn't matter because she kicked 4 goals and had a fantastic performance. Katie Angelis, 2 goals and singles each to Gibson, Bateman and Riddell. For Geelong, their goal scorers, 3 to Madison Maguire and singles each to Georgia Clark, Van der Heuvel and Cranston. Xavier Maloney, your thoughts on this clash?
Fantastic game, absolutely loved it. I thought Melbourne Uni, their skills, I thought were sensational. They really set the game up in the first half with really good ball use. As we mentioned throughout the call, they set their play up across the half-back line. I'd love to know the stats and their scores off their turnovers across the half-back line. So Geelong, they'd be disappointed. They had more scoring shots, they had the opportunities, but they just couldn't capitalise on those forward entry 50s.
Yeah, that's right. 6-7 is not a flattering scoreline, especially when you've had more than the opposition by a couple. They really were not that they were blown out of the game, but that opening quarter, 4 goals straight against them, was just going to be hard to come back all game. They kicked 3-4 in response, but Melbourne Uni got the extra goal, if you like, against the Wind, and they carried that margin from half-time. They led by less than 2 goals, and then they win by 13 in the end. So that was really the margin. Was that first 4-quarter blitz from Ghana really opened the gates for Melbourne Uni and set them up for the win.
Well, they are through to the semi-final action next weekend here at Adcon Stadium in Port Melbourne. We might bid farewell to our video stream audience. For those wanting more action, they can head across to VFL.com.au for a live video stream of Collingwood versus Southern Saints, that game in the final quarter. But we'll be back again tomorrow on Sunday from 11:45 with Western Bulldogs versus Richmond. So we'll look forward to your company tomorrow from 11:45. We'll see you then.